disagree 1000%. I love being leader, even when I'm not completely equipped. Steal, steal, steal. I have like really impulsive thoughts that are like, oh, what if, okay, but don't do this, but what if you fucking jumped right now? Like, let's see what the answer is, and it's... And we are live, maybe? I gotta set the thumbnail on YouTube, but I know we're live on Twitch. Let's go. I'm in such a great mood today. So I just recently, I wasn't able to move all of my stuff yet, so I'm back here with my computer. I wasn't able to stream or do anything for a few days. So while I was moving, I also downloaded some dating apps. And so that brought me in this whole rabbit hole. I've always gone down this rabbit hole before a couple of times. My rabbit hole is personality tests, and you know, I'm not the type of guy that's like, if you're not an ENTPJ, then you're not dating me. Like, I don't give a shit, but I think it is interesting to see what mine is, who the people that I look up to are. That's why we also have a website that I recently stumbled across called the Personality Database. And with that, obviously right here, there's Schnico, there's Hassan Piker, lots of interesting characters. Yeah, so I'm gonna like take my personality test, then compare it with some of these people, and this is gonna be a YouTube video. Yeah, if nobody watches, that's okay. But if I see that we have one person watching on Twitch, so if that person wants to, you know, chat, feel free. That's what we're doing today. Also, I made a video, yeah, about Mr. Grill being banned. He did hit me with the like, so Mr. Grill, if you're my one viewer right now, I say I appreciate the like here on Twitter. I really hope that he gets unbanned soon because it's a travesty. All right, I'm gonna try to be as honest and truthful as possible here. Let's start. So I've taken this test a few times before. I've always ended up with ENTP, and I always have really big issues taking tests like this because I don't know. I'm not good at answering questions that are like, give the best answer, for example. I always like giving the objectively correct answer. And with something like this is just my personality. There's not like I don't know, a right answer to this. I guess there's like an idealized version of myself, and then there's the real self. I guess I'm not maybe in touch with my real self as well as other people are. So I sometimes have issues with this, but we'll give it a shot. You regularly make new friends. That's tough. I mean, here in like the internet sphere, I went from not being in this. I gotta mute my shit. Right, it's important. It's Twitter. You know, that takes a priority here. Hey, okay, Elder Drazi hit me with the retweet. What a guy. Appreciated. So, you regularly make new friends. I think I do, but I wouldn't say that it's because I enjoy making new friends. I like meeting people. I like hanging out with people. But do I like when people get to the level of like opening up to them emotionally, having to rely on them? I don't like relying on anybody. People suck, dude. It's like you can't rely on anyone except yourself 100%. Maybe a girlfriend if it's really going well, but and I guess I don't want to be reliable. I want I like when people treat me the way that I want to be treated, and I don't want to be looked to as someone that I don't know, that they'd be insulted if I don't text back quickly. I'm okay if they don't text back quickly, my friends, but I don't know, it feels like maybe that's a double standard of mine. But I don't know. I regularly make new friends. I guess that's true. But it's not getting the full marks because it's not like something that I majorly enjoy, but I think in the bounds of this question, I think it's still a yes. You spend a lot of time of your free time exploring various random topics that pique your interest. I used to do this a lot more. The older I've gotten, the more I found value in concentrating my efforts and my time into a specific thing. The good thing about various random topics is that you become more intelligent and you become more knowledgeable and a more interesting person all around. But it's like a master. What's the saying? It's like a jack of all trades, master of none. I guess at some point I decided that I don't want to be a master of none. I want to be a master of at least something. So, I would still say I do this, but not as much as before. Yeah, I can't say disagree here, but I'll give it a slight agree. Seeing other people cry can easily make you feel like you want to cry too. So what I've been recently having is like sometimes on YouTube, for example, or on Twitch or anything like this, I get recommended videos of people that like just got cancer or like they died and then their channel got recommended after they died from cancer. And that shit makes me cry every single time. Or like dogs in impoverished countries that are like rescued. Oh, that melts my heart. But I don't, maybe in person this would be true. That it also has to be for a good reason. If someone's crying over some stupid shit, I'm not gonna have any empathy. I guess if I can empathize with someone else, it'll make me want to cry. But just seeing someone else cry, no. So I'll give it with the medium disagree. You have to make a backup plan for a backup plan. So this is all stuff that's been really changing recently. I used to not even make a single backup plan, but recently, especially with uni, I've made like, if the uni I'm going to now didn't work out, then I would have went to like a different one. And if that one didn't work out, I already had like 3 more in my sleeve. I've like planned D's, E's, F's, and sometimes even Z's. So I say that this is becoming something that's being more prevalent in my life. So I'll give it a light agree. What's weird is that I'm having an easier time answering this, and like, I don't know, I think the pressure of being live is kind of like pulling out some honesty out of me. I like that. Usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure. Usually I would have said completely disagree, but I've also recently changed that a bit. I think the only reason I've sensed pressure in situations these days is because of not being used to it. The more I talk to people, the more I do things, the less this is prevalent in my life. So I would say like a pretty good agree. Especially if there'd be any like accident or anything, I'm always the first person to like actually do something. That is something I'm very good at. When someone injures themselves and everyone's like, I jump into action. That makes me do shit. If someone's having an emergency, like I'm always the first to go. So in those situations, I'm a beast. In like social pressure, like speaking in front of people, I still have some ways to go, but yeah, I think we're at a medium here. At social events, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people, and mostly talk to the ones you already know. You know, the sad thing is that I really I really can't think of the latest situation like that. I guess I would give that like a soft disagree. I mean, I do make an effort to introduce myself to new people, but only if they're inviting. If they're like looking like they have no interest in meeting me or talking to me, I'm going to feel less inclined to put the effort in because I don't know, I don't want the rejection, and it seems like they're not into it anyways. I'll give that a soft disagree. You prefer to completely finish one project before starting another? Completely disagree. If it were up to me, I'd have like a million projects done or halfway done and never finish a single one. It's just so much easier to start one than finish one. You're very sentimental. I mean, I feel like there's some things that I'm sentimental with, but it's just because I want to. It's like if I have something, for example, my cat's there. They're for my, or no, the elephant there. That's for my grandma, and I love it, and I think it's really cool. I'm really happy I have it, but if my house burned down, it wouldn't like impact me the next like 6 months. I'm thinking about like, oh no, what happened? My fucking elephant, it's gone. I'd be pretty upset, but get over it pretty quickly. So I'd say, let's see the definition of or prompted by feelings of tender sadness or nostalgia. She felt a sentimental attachment to the place creep over her. To the place creep over her. I don't know. This is a tough one. This is the hardest one so far. I'm not very sentimental. I'm slightly sentimental. So I'd give it a disagree. I'm sentimental in situations. I'm situationally sentimental. You like to use organizing tools like schedules and lists. Without schedules and lists, I'd be useless. Very good, and sometimes I don't even listen to them, but it's such an important part of my life. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. This sounds arrogant, but I know what I'm good at and I know what I'm not good at, and I'm not going to be swayed if I don't know something. Like I've been playing saxophone for 8 years. I still wouldn't call myself like an expert or even give myself much credit, but with like video editing or like making videos in general, I feel like I'm a pretty badass. So I'm not gonna let that be taken away from me. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking a conversation. Do I feel inherently comfortable? No. Have I done this before? Yes. Do I do it often enough to say that I feel comfortable with it? No. But it happens. I just have to really force myself, and I could probably give myself more opportunities to do this. To be honest, this is something I wish I would do more often. I wish I could answer agree, but it's a disagree right now. We're even bumping it up to a medium disagree. You're not too interested in discussing various interpretations and analyses of creative works. I love creative works. I love them. And I disagree. I'm very interested in this. Yeah. You're more inclined to follow your head than your heart. 100%. Holy shit. If I was inclined to follow my heart, I would be going to USC right now in $180,000 or $250,000 in debt, with my heart fulfilled, but my money and my pockets empty, and being a slave to the government for the next however many years. So absolutely fuck that. I follow my brain. Yeah. You usually prefer just doing what you feel like at any given moment instead of planning a particular daily routine. I prefer it, but I have to majorly disagree. Yeah, this would be nice, but you don't get anything fucking done if you do this. And I had a period in my life where I just did what I wanted, but no, I'd say I'm just like schedules and lists. I'd be fucked without them, without a daily routine. You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet. Giga Chat answer, agree. I don't give a shit at the end of the day. If I made a bad impression, then don't hang out with me. Don't meet up with me. That's their loss. I'm fine with it. I'm not gonna want to be forced to meet up with people that I don't like and they don't like me. So I don't give a shit. You enjoy participating in group activities. Hell yeah, that shit's fun. I love that. Except when there are too many people. So we're bumping it down a little bit. But group activities are great. It's not fun when there become subgroups and there's like one large group turns into two groups and two groups turns into four. And it's just like a weird circle jerk. It's a weird explanation, but I gotta go with medium agree. You like books and movies and you come with your own interpretation of the ending. The reason we don't just sit there and look at blank pages and come up with our own shit is because we're not writers, we're readers. And while it takes imagination to put yourself in the world, the reason that it's so well crafted and we can immerse ourselves so well is because the writer's done so much good work. And I think it's a really big cop-out when writers just leave it to have you interpret the ending. I mean, even interpreting the ending is fine, but not even coming up with the ending themselves, I think that's garbage, trash writing. Big disagree. Your happiness comes more from helping others accomplish things than your own accomplishments. This is something that's probably a big detriment, but this is something that makes me really happy. I definitely get more fulfillment from that, but I don't do it very often, or often enough. Like, I think in the long term I would like to do this more, and but first I want to focus on myself. So I'd say medium disagree, but this may be changing depending on my situation in the future. Next, we're only 30%, and I've taken so much time. Jesus. Do we have any chats? Nope. Hey, feel free to chat a little bit in chat. I see we got one viewer on Twitch and one on YouTube. 2 viewers, let's go. It is really early in the US, so no problem. If you're just making your coffee, eating your Fruit Loops. Let's move on. You're interested in so many things that you find it difficult to choose what to try next. Yeah, big agree. Like, it takes me... I like a lot of stuff. I'm not very picky. So to find something that really trumps all my other interests, that's a very difficult thing to do. And I think it's definitely rewarding when you do find that thing. And you like it the most if you are open to a lot of things and trying new things. But it will take longer most of the time. But I would definitely agree and say that give it a shot. Don't close yourself out. That's also annoys me with fucking picky eaters. Like, sure, maybe actually tomatoes are so gross for you, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be trying new things constantly, because maybe you'll find something that trumps something that is your favorite food 10 times over. Maybe you only eat chicken McNuggets, but maybe you'd love some really fancy ramen, or even just normal ramen. Like, I don't know, limiting yourself like that, it's fucked. It's weak. You're prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse. Not yet. I'm really confident in the future. I'm confident in life. I think everything will go the way it needs to be. And as long as you keep a positive mindset and work hard, you'll be rewarded. You avoid leadership roles in group settings. Disagree 1000%. I love being leader, even when I'm not completely equipped. For example, I went to like a robot camp, and there was this guy that obviously knew what they were doing 100% more. And, but they were just like kind of like a shitty leader. They were a little bit too introverted. They weren't willing to take control of the group. Everyone saw their genius, but I feel like a lot of people could tell that they really maybe would not have been the best leader. So we both tried to become leader. They voted for the smart guy, and we ended up winning anyway. So it did make a difference. The smart guy carried us anyways, but I still gave it a shot because I think that a lot of things of being a good leader isn't about always knowing the most, but it's utilizing your team, getting people under control, and having your team be invigorated and wanting to give it their all. So yeah, I don't know. I think I really go for the leadership positions. I think it's really fun. You're definitely not an artistic type of person. So I wouldn't say that I'm like a mega artist. I don't like stuff where you have to completely interpret everything. Like, there's this art installation where you have to sit on a stool, and there's a microphone in the seat, and you'd like sit on this stool and you'd hear yourself sit on it. And apparently that was like an art exhibit. That's too far. Like, what the fuck? I can't glean any sort of, I could have gleaned something, but like, it probably would have been completely different from the creator, what they had in mind. I don't know. That's too fucking avant-garde for me. But if it's based in reality, like 2001: A Space Odyssey, I think I can really appreciate it. And also, like, I make some music and stuff myself. I would say I'm pretty artistic. You think the world would be a better place if people relied more on rationality and less on their feelings? 1,000,000%. I think the whole Destiny Nick Fuentes thing is a complete example of that. For me, at least, I thought it was a no-brainer. Like, I always thought that these people on the right, especially the far right, you could never talk to. Like, even the people that I talked to that were really into Trump, I always had a hard time connecting to them. But somehow, Destiny has been able to connect with the extreme far right, and people are having great conversations, normal conversations. Like, everyone is not letting their ideologies get in the way. And I think it's a beautiful thing. And I think the feeling as a left-winger is like, ugh, these people, they're Nazis. They're horrible people, and I don't know. I need to not associate myself with them. But if you take a second to think about it, maybe it's a good thing to be able to connect with these people, even though we have our differences. I don't know. That's my opinion. You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax? I prefer it. Do I always do it? No. But it's such a better feeling. Holy shit. Yeah, mega feel like that's true. Like, the even though you know it's not a big deal, like, I'm looking over here because my room is fucked. But, yeah, I don't know. I just can't feel good without doing what I need to do beforehand. It's like this overwhelming cloud of guilt. It's really horrible. Welcome, Isa. Isa says, well, that's a YouTube thumbnail if I've ever seen one. Thank you. I'll take it as a compliment. I think it is. I put a lot of effort into my thumbnails, I'll be honest. It's a little goofy, but hey, I've got you to click on it at least. Yeah. You enjoy watching people argue. No. Well, like in the online world, you know, that's basically all I fucking watch. People debate, people argue, but in real life, I don't know. I'd if I ever saw a video that said debate versus discussion, I'd always click on the discussion one. So I give it a medium disagree. You tend to avoid drawing attention to yourself. Big disagree. I'm a fiend for attention. That shit makes me feel good. I think it's important to be at the level where you're not like an attention whore, where you're not like being cringy about it, but if you can get some attention for being funny or for being attractive or anything like that, it can be such a rewarding experience. Yeah, I don't know. I really fuck with that. Isa says, do you watch anime? No, I do not. I get recommended anime all the time. I just haven't gotten around to it. The most anime I've watched is like Cowboy Bebop. I've watched a couple seasons of that. It was pretty good. But never watched any of the real shit. I also like watching particular people argue in real life. So for me, I always took that question as like, do you enjoy watching your parents argue? I think some sadistic people would say yes, but I would hate that. But I don't really see other people than my parents argue in real life. Maybe a teacher and a student. Maybe me and my girlfriends. But no, I don't know. When did you enjoy people arguing in real life? Your mood can change very quickly. Yeah, I wouldn't say very quickly. I maybe from day to day. Some days I feel like great, I feel motivated, and I have like a week where I just feel fucking miserable. Feel like anything that I'm doing is completely worthless, and I should just give up, and I should just lay in my bed and pick up all my bad habits again. And sometimes I do break and give into it a little bit, but I wouldn't say like I'm bipolar where it like in an instant, like in 10 minutes, I can be from really happy to really sad unless something really bad happens. Yeah, I disagree. Isa says, I like watching my mom argue with her sister. Okay, that's actually kind of interesting. I mean, if it's like about politics, I kind of could see that. But if it's just about like interpersonal drama, if it's like in a lighthearted, good-spirited way, then I think I could see that. But if it's like actually like negative and anger involved, I don't know. I don't know if I fuck with that. You lose patience with people who are not as efficient as you. Yes, I can't fucking... I don't lose my patience. I'll put it at a small agree. But especially with fucking boomers and technology. I think that's the fucking most despicable shit. When you could do something way quicker and you don't... And they just won't let you have the mouse or keyboard or let you fix it for them. It's like... Makes you want to rip my eyes out of my sockets. It's horrible. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. Procrastinator at heart. Gotta hit it with a fat agree. It's not what I would wish for myself. Well, medium agree. I've gotten better at it, but I'm a procrastinator at heart. It's really bad. You've always been fascinated by the question of what, if anything, happens after death. If you don't answer max yes to this, how do you fucking live life? Like, that's the only inevitable thing we have. Me, Isa here in chat, like, we're all just biding our time, surviving, having experiences before we all inevitably fucking croak. It doesn't even make sense why you'd even waste time thinking about it, but it's just inevitable. It's like it's the most rational and inherent fear that humans can have. And if you don't pick max agree on this, I envy you, but I don't understand you. Isa says, I think have a little more patience than you. But then again, maybe I just haven't had to deal with a lot of boomers. That's possible. I don't know. I do have like kind of a short patience. If I'm waiting at a bus stop and there's something I can't control, like waiting for the bus driver, I'd say, fuck it. I'd wait all day. But if it's something like right in front of me where I knew that I could save myself some time, save them some time, it just drives me nuts. I don't know. Yeah, boomers are especially, they just, I don't know, they get me really angry. Like in the pit of my stomach, just some anger that I control, but I don't know. If I had anger issues, I'd be a boomer berater, boomer abuser. My parents ask me for help a lot when it comes to technology, and it makes me feel needed. Yeah, I mean, that's a great feeling. If you're actually able to help and they ask for your help and you're a source of value to them, it can make you feel valuable and needed. But I guess my point is, or at least my experiences have been where they come at it from like a point of arrogance, when they come at it where they it's not because they want to learn themselves, but they just are rooted in their ways, and they don't want you to help them. They know how to do better, you know. That's been my experience. Hey Marcus, welcome to the chat, buddy. We're getting some new viewers here. I appreciate it. If you're enjoying my stuff, feel free to subscribe. I don't stream super frequently, but I'm trying to do it more often, and I'm uploading a new video about relationships in the coming weeks, so that'll be really great. Marcus says, the question of what comes after was always interesting, but knowing that death is inevitable kind of helps. I don't know. I think for me, it's inherently, like I said, just such a scary thing to think about. I'm just, I don't know. I don't think I've handled it very well. I think when I think about it too long, I've never gotten down to like the weeds. I don't want my consciousness to ever leave. I can't even imagine it leaving. And I don't know. I'm just deathly afraid of it. It's making me depressed now thinking about it. It's like it stokes like an inner sadness, depression, fear. It's like the worst feeling in the world. Welcome. That's pretty true. Welcome. It leaves when you sleep. That's the funny. It's funny that you mentioned that, because literally every time when I'm about to go to sleep, there's probably like a 10% chance that my brain just goes to death. It's really horrible. And then you stay awake for like a good 30 minutes just like thinking about all your relatives and how you're probably gonna be alive longer than them, and you have to, like, especially looking at your like older family members, like parents or grandparents, and thinking like, wow, they were in my position once. They had parents, they had grandparents that were alive, they had all these network of support, and now they're the last ones standing. They made us possible, but that's just gonna be us. We're gonna be the ones fucking croaking soon. It's really fucking depressing. I don't know. Isa, I'm gonna answer this one real quick, and I'll get to answering a few more questions on the personality test. Isa said, "Have you ever wanted to kill yourself?" Legitimately, no, but just a feeling of like, damn, my life is so fucking annoying right now. Like, this shit that I have to do is just such a pain to deal with, and pain in my brain and body. It's just such an uncomfortable situation I'm in. Maybe I could just peace out and I didn't have to worry about that. I don't know. Maybe that's relatable to other people, but I've definitely felt that a couple of times, but I would have never like taken any actions. Also, for some reason, this sounds horrible, and I would have never done it, but whenever I'm like looking out of like a big balcony that's like 10 stories high, or like, I don't know, just a high area, like heights. I'm just worried that like I have like really impulsive thoughts that are like, oh, okay, but don't do this, but what if you fucking jumped right now? Like, I don't know, it's a really horrible thought. It's horrible to say out loud, but I don't know. It's just what my brain does. Yeah. This is fuck. You guys turned this into a fucking depressing ass stream. Holy shit. That's all right. Get back to it. Usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own. I like company, but other than like maybe a Friday night where I'm just trying to chill, have a good time, if it's just a normal day after work or after uni or something like that, I would much rather just not have to deal with anybody else, not think about social cues, not think about what I'm doing, rather be completely by myself. But there are some times where I'd rather to be around others. Become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical. So theoretically, I guess I don't have like a good example in mind for this. This is why these tests are kind of difficult. So what do they mean by theoretical? Concerned with or involving the theory of a subject or area of study rather than its practical application. So I like talking like philosophy and psychology. Those are two things that are really interesting to me. So if we're talking about like the theory of psychology, if we're talking about like theories about the human brain instead of its actual actions, I don't know. Based on calculated through theory rather than experience or practice. I really don't know how to answer this one. I don't think so. Can someone give me an example in chat? Isa says, it's not horrible to say out loud. I have thoughts like that too. I like being on my own a lot more. What you're describing right now is known as the call of the void. Pretty normal, so don't worry. The call of the void. That sounds very interesting. I'll add that to the list of things to look at. We'll check that out after the test. Highly theoretical. Give me an example of like a theoretical situation. I don't know. I'm having trouble with this one. I think it's when they're talking about things that are abstract. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know, the social hierarchy in society. But so my idea of this is like the thing that's applied is the social hierarchy on society. But if we're talking about like, I just can't imagine anything that's completely theoretical, because the social hierarchy still affects the society. You know, maybe social structures, for example, like capitalism or economic structures like capitalism, socialism. Is that still theoretical, or is that more applied? I don't know. Marcus has an example. Let's go. Thank you. Marcus says, would killing 10,000 people right now in exchange for never having crime again be a moral bargain? Would be highly theoretical, hypothetical. Well, I'll answer that. Would killing 10,000 people right now in exchange for never having crime again be a moral bargain? I would say absolutely, because even just gun violence in the US amounts to a pretty significant sum of that. And after, you know, a few years, I think it'd pay for itself. So I say yes. But yeah, I really enjoy that, I guess. But maybe I'm being a little fucking stupid here. I don't know. This was a bit difficult. Sorry, sorry for wasting so much time on that. But I'm trying to be as accurate as possible on this test. So no, actually, disagree. Pretty strong disagree. I find that that's like the most interesting parts of a conversation, and that makes sense. Now we're talking about like, do I rather talk about crime statistics or would I rather talk about how to reduce crime or some like possible ways to deal with criminals instead of prison? That I find very interesting. Do I want to talk about actual ways to reform prison itself right now, like should prisoners be allowed to vape or something? I don't know, but yeah, I find it very interesting. You find it easy to empathize with a person whose experiences are very different from yours. Easy, agree. I don't know. Ever since I've been born, I don't know. I've had this weird thing where I feel like I can like put myself in another person's shoes by just getting to know them a little bit, and it sounds really stupid. And it's probably not 100% accurate or even like 50% accurate, but I have this like, I don't know, weird special ability that I really am convinced that I know what this person has gone through and what what kind of person they are. It's just really easy for me. I fuck with that. I think highly theoretical scenarios help with showing the things we base our decisions and morals on. I think they're very interesting. I think so too. I don't know. I was just being a little bit dumb with the answer that I gave, but I think I'm really interested in theoretical scenarios. That's pretty true. It's also intuitive gang. I don't know. I don't really know the terms very well for this, so it would be interesting to see what I get. I mind empath. I feel like in a broader sense of the word, I feel like I'm pretty empathetic. But it's just like if there's situations where I don't understand why what I said like hurt someone else, or if the situation wouldn't like hurt me, I kind of discredit them. So for example, if I make a joke and it makes someone cry, and if I find the joke to be harmless, I don't think I could really empathize with them. I'm like, hey, it's just a fucking joke. Like, get over yourself. Like, I'm not being serious here. But once I do make that connection with them and I can understand where they're coming from, then I have a complete empathy with them. So I don't know. Usually postpone finalizing decisions for as long as possible. No, I like to get it out of the way. Yeah. It's not like a very strong part of my personality, but I'll go for the soft disagree. You rarely second guess the choices that you have made. 100% agree. I don't think it makes sense to dwell on fuck ups. And I do like thinking about the choices I've made. I think you could learn from them, but I never think like, oh fuck, I really wish I would have done this instead. I don't know. I feel like in my mind the world is pretty deterministic, and I'm happy with whatever happens. Yeah. After a long and exhausting week, a lively social event is just what you need. I don't know if it's like a lively social event. I don't have to go fucking hit the club every weekend, but I'd like meeting up with some friends, with the homies, having a good little night. Doesn't have to be the whole weekend, but maybe like an evening. I think that's really nice. It's very fun for me. Balls says no sound. I think that's on your side, buddy. Marcus says, I might be too empathetic. I have a hard time seeing someone as an antagonist. I usually see people as victims or others. Of others or circumstance. I mean, I think isn't it easy to see people as like especially as like the murderers in society, the people that steal directly and see what's going on. Like maybe I have more empathy for insurance fraudster or someone that just steals something from Walmart, but someone that like mugs people. Well, that's actually also a bad example. I have empathy for those people too, but like straight up serial killers that take someone out of their house and brutally do bad stuff to them. I for those people, I can't have empathy. How can you have empathy for those people? Like the other people, I have empathy for, because it's more of like a product of their environment. But like for the serial killers and serial evil people, I don't know. I guess them having issues being raised and having like I don't know, developmental disabilities, that doesn't seem like a good enough excuse for me. I think I'd rather, I don't know. I don't know. I can't empathize with them. And I'd be interested to hear why you're able to. He just says, I've never hit a club. It's overrated. It's too loud, in my opinion. Drinks are too expensive. It's way more chill just spending a quarter on some booze and walking down the street. Ball said, someone told me that don't take your life so seriously. From that day on, my life changed forever. I mean, it just depends on what you want to do with your life. If you're here for the enjoyment, if you're a little bit more hedonistic, I'd say fuck it. What I've come to the conclusion of is that I've kind of copied this from Destiny a little bit, but it really rung true to me, is that like everyone's born with something that they're destined to do, or they have the ability to be exceptional at. There's some people that have always taken care of others and can really connect with people and become therapists or become nurses. Some people are complete gamer nerds and are able to get people to watch them stream, and that's their exceptional talent. And if everyone just really chased their talents and ambitions and stuff like that, I think the world would be a better place. I think putting hard work into something you're good at can always be like really rewarding. That's pretty true. Always, it keeps hitting us with some fire emotes. Uh-oh, did I cause some controversy for bringing up Destiny? I know he's been pretty contentious recently. Can you defy Destiny? Yeah, I mean, I'm not like a fucking Destiny simp here. I don't know. I'm not like I don't follow everything he says and take it for granted. I just have these people that I watch in my free time for fun. If they say something I agree with, I give it some thought, and if I agree with them, then it becomes part of what I think about. And if it's something I disagree with, then it kind of cements it. It just gets you to think watching these people. You don't 100% take what they say and become like I'm like a mini fucking Destiny here. I don't think that's me. Oh, I'm so stupid. Isa meant like actual Destiny. No, I'm pretty into determinism. I think the act of defying your destiny would be determined already by the basis that you want to defy your destiny. So let's say I would just want to defy my destiny, run down the street naked. That would just be part of my journey, I guess. Marcus says, a bad childhood is not an excuse for murder, but I think it's hard not to feel empathetic and think about how maybe other circumstances would have turned them into an interesting or nice person. That's a good point, but I can't really, once someone does some act like that so heinous, I kind of lose my respect or empathy for them at all. I don't know. I feel like maybe it's a flaw of mine, but I think there's like an evil level, and if you get too far on the evil level, I just can't. I can't. I lose my ability to have empathy for these people. Isa, Destiny is like a really big streamer in this circle that I'm in, the streamers sphere. Enjoy going to art museums. Yes, I love going to all museums. Art museums are some of the top ones. I really fuck with art. Just the time it takes, the skill. I really fuck with art. The creativity, of course. You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. For the most part, I think I'm pretty good. I have some slip ups here and there. But I think I'm above average with understanding other people's feelings. So I'll give like a but I don't know. I'm thinking of like when people don't give me any indication or try to like lead me in the wrong direction, then sometimes I'm like I get trapped. Like I trust people by their word more than their emotions. I don't if someone tells me something and lies to me, I usually believe the lie before I decide to suss things out. So I'd say in normal circumstances, yes, but if they start lying to me, I'd say only a slight disagree. I'd like to have a to-do list for each day. I'd be a fucking mess without one. You rarely feel insecure. This makes me sound and feel so arrogant, but I don't know. This is just, I would say agree. I feel good about myself. I don't think I'm better than other people, but I don't feel bad about my own self. You avoid making phone calls. Huge disagree. You could waste so much time waiting for an email. I'd just rather get it done through a phone call. So much easier. You often spend a lot of time trying to understand views that are very different from your own. I wouldn't say I spend like a lot of time doing this. I spend a good amount of time. Especially if I'm like planning on talking to someone about something, or like already have a plan to like engage with someone on something they think differently of me. I think it's important to think about this. So yeah, I'd say agree. Would you say that acting heinous or monstrous is somehow a human trait? I think being heinous or monstrous is like a human, what would be a good word? A human illness to me. I don't know. I see it as the same as having cancer or something, or like getting bitten by a bat and having rabies. It's just like, due to this bad circumstance, a high amount of people will have like really fucked up lives and do really fucked up things, and you can treat them, but a lot of the time, I don't know. I think it is a human trait, but I would categorize it more as like an illness or like a disability or something. Not disability, but more like illness. I'm not really deterministic at all, but I don't want to argue about it right now. Hey, feel free to tell your to give your thoughts about it in the chat. I'm willing to hear you out. That's pretty true, says Giga Chad. Hey, thank you. Marcus says, I'd say you're confident, not arrogant, but I think it's a thin line. I appreciate it. No, that's good to hear. I don't know. I think that's actually like a fear of mine, like, because I straight up don't think that I'm hot shit, but I don't like doubting myself. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. It's weird to think about. I've never really given it much thought. All right, we are 70%. We'll speed run this a little bit. In your social circle, you're often the one who contacts your friends and initiates activities. It's a wash. I treat my friends like I treat my my girlfriends and anyone I'm interested in. I had this incident where I was kind of a simp like a couple years ago, and ever since then I did some reflection, and people that aren't simps are just way more attractive. Whether it's your friends, whether it's girlfriends, you're always going to be a more attractive person and a more wanted person if you limit yourself. So I don't like purposefully not contact my friends or anything, but I used to definitely be like a people pleaser, and I was always planning the shit and doing all this stuff. But I've definitely lowered that in the past, so recently. So we'll say medium disagree. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. Plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. So in like a perfect world, if I wasn't being honest, if I would just like say what I would want to say, I would say agree. But I feel like I move on pretty quickly. Like if something comes up and an opportunity, for example, or like an issue that interrupts me, my top priority is to go with the flow and adapt to the new situation. If my plan gets changed, or my plan gets a bump in the road, I kind of just steer to the left, I don't think it's my top priority. We'll hit it with a no. You're still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago. Am I bothered by it? Yeah, I think so, a little bit. Like that's part of the call of the void, the impulse to hurl yourself into a void. That also sometimes what I think of, like just some really stupid shit that I've done. I guess a lot of it is like knowledge that I have now that I wish I had in the past, and I kind of like I view myself from the past with the knowledge I have now, and I'm like, how could I ever be this dumb of a person? And it's really like a depressing thought. And so I'd be lying if I said it doesn't bother me. But like, do I wish I could change it? No, not really. I just think it's a part of life. So I don't know. I'd say small agree. Chat is popping off. Let's see. Isa says, I don't think confidence versus arrogance is a thin line. And Marcus said, I'd say the difference between arrogance and confidence is the ability to self-reflect. Arrogance and confidence is the ability to self-reflect. If you're arrogant, I hate fucking arrogant people. Holy shit, they're the most annoying people. What is bad about an arrogant person? Arrogant versus confident. I'm thinking of this one guy in high school. He was the most arrogant douchebag I've ever met. I think arrogant people are also like not as kind. If you're not kind while you're confident, that can come off as arrogance. If you're not grateful for your abilities, if you're not humble at the same time as you're confident, that can definitely lead to arrogance. Which I guess all comes from the ability to self-reflect. If you're going around being confident all the time and you don't care about the other parts of your personality, you could easily become an arrogant dick. So I guess I kind of agree, but I think you can specify a bit more. Isa says, I'm not deterministic, more for emotional than logical reasons. Like if destiny exists and everyone's just being forced to follow their destiny, I can't blame criminals, murderers for what they do. Because all correctional actions meant to make them be better and repent are useless if their destiny is to be a bad person. Well, that's just, we can't just let them, just because it was their destiny, we can't just not punish them. We can't just let them continue to live their lives doing bad things just because of their destiny. I guess in my eye, it's more of like, let's say it was their destiny. well, then it's also their destiny to. It sounds horrible, but it's also their destiny to then be in prison for the things that they've done in this society. I don't know. That's kind of where my thought process of this is broken down. I've really thought about that because it would be really fucked if my thought was that these people were born to have like really horrible parents, being abused, then they act out because of that, and then they end up in prison for the rest of their lives. If that's really has been determined from birth, that'd be a really depressing reality. But I don't know. I'm not wavering from my position. I still think that's maybe the case. That's pretty true. Said good answer. I don't know which one that was for, but I appreciate it. I think it's pretty healthy to look back and cringe at yourself. It shows character growth. True. Oh my god. If I was like, oh damn, bro, I'm so happy with 15-year-old Harrison, that I would probably want to hurl myself even more into the void. Holy shit, that'd be embarrassing. Holy fuck. Yeah, no. That's just something you have to deal with. I'm fine with that, I guess. Isa says, I'm a simp, I guess, but I don't really care about being attractive. I just like making people happy. Well, don't fall into the trap of being a people pleaser. I thought that it was like a great thing as well, but the instant people see you as a people pleaser, they stop seeing you as a person. They see you as a tool. They see you as I don't know, weak. They take advantage of your kindness, and you're just valued less to a lot of people. Sure, you can still make good connections, but like just instantly off the bat, if people sense that weakness, you'll have a lot of bad actors, and even friends. For example, I was a people pleaser in my friend groups, and a big part of that was like I just let my friends open up about their problems, and I ended up being like the emotional punching bag for all my friends. And then when it came time when I had some issues, my friends weren't equipped to deal with it. Like I never opened up to them enough because they were always opening up to me, that I'd say I know way more about my friends than they know about me. And it's just like I don't know. I don't think it's malice on their parts. It's just something that you can really fuck yourself with. So just, I would think twice about being a people pleaser. I don't know. It's really, I don't know. It's made me feel bad. Well, Marcus, the thing about punishing is that, like, especially prison, I guess the argument here would be like, that it doesn't allow the person to do the action again because they're confined, and we're saving society. But obviously, yeah, like, let's say part of determinism is that there's a way these people could be helped with stuff like what's it called, when you help prisoners get like more skills in prison. All this stuff is proven to be really helpful for the prisoners, like destigmatizing felons as well. Like if they can't get a job, they'll just go back to crime. Maybe that can be a part of determinism. I don't know. I feel like other people were talking about some other stuff. Let me hop back to that real quick. Yeah, I want to talk about people pleasing, because I'm really I have strong opinions about that. Isa says, "Oh, this is why I didn't want to talk about this. If I'm a tool, I like being used, but there are only certain people I'll let use me, so I don't worry that they haven't abused me at all. I've been broken up with friends who thought I thought were being bad before." Hey, I mean, it'll probably take some years before you're able to make that judgment, but I don't know. I would just think about it right now instead of thinking about it in the past or in the future, and really being mad about yourself, the way you treated yourself. I don't know. That'd just be my thoughts. Yeah, let's continue this. We're almost done. 75% done. Let's go. Let's finish it up. You rarely contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life. I rarely contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life. See, I wish I could say I disagree here because it's just the more interesting thing to say, but I guess I would also agree on this one. I see it in like more of a scientific way. We're here because of the Big Bang. Unless I start becoming spiritual or religious, I don't have a way to answer this. I don't know, I just don't see that there is a meaning for life. And even if there was, I don't think I could find it, so it's not very interesting for me. I would put mega agree here. But the more interesting part would say be disagree, but I'm just being honest. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Mega disagree. I think I'm really in control of my emotions. I'm thinking of examples, but yeah, I don't know. I can't find a counterexample, really. You take great care not to make people look bad, even when it's completely their fault. No. I like when people take accountability for their actions. I think it's okay to look bad. And I'm not going to be judging them that hard for it, but I think it's weaselly to like weasel your way out of looking bad. I think air out your shit streaks on your underwear, because everyone has some shit streaks once in a while. Boom. So is your form of determinism like some sort of choose your own adventure game? A game where every path has been determined, but you get to choose which one to follow? Kind of. That's actually kind of how I understand it, or how I see it. But I think that we have the like, we can see the world in that way, we can perceive the world in that way, but it doesn't fucking matter, because whatever we will do in the future, that it's already set in stone. Like, you can see these other paths, but if you ever take one of the paths, then you're still on your path that you were born into. If that makes any sense. I don't know. Like, sure, you're in this choose your own adventure game, but someone has already picked every point, but us as people feel like we have free will to make any of these choices, but it doesn't matter because we've already had these options made for us at birth, or at the beginning of the universe, you know? The question makes it sound like there has to be some sort of divine reason for existence or meaning of life. Yeah, that's why I answered no on that one. I'm not agnostic. I'm an atheist, not spiritual. Yeah. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized and consistent efforts. Mega agree, but this may change in the future. I'm trying to get I'm not trying to get diagnosed for ADHD. I'm trying to get what's it called? Looked at through a magnifying glass. What's it called? Tested for ADHD. We'll see. I hope I don't have it, but maybe this could explain my horrible work problem. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it would take for them to feel disappointed in you. There is, I don't know if I'd put it like this dramatically, but like, it is something I'm like aware of. Like, when people get to know me more, how will they react to the real me? Like, when I'm in public, I put more effort into being like social, and it's more fun to be social, and it takes more social energy and mental energy, but it's fun to, I don't know, be a little bit more energetic, and I don't know, it just comes naturally when you're out around with people. You feel more invigorated. But when you're at home, you just want to fucking chill. You have your routines. It's more of like a really chilled environment, relaxed. You want to just be yourself, or like be alone, be less social. And so it's, I guess, this is not what they're exactly asking, but I think it's in the same vein. So I would say I kind of agree with that. Yeah, because like Isa said, I don't think anyone really thinks that highly of me. I don't think the same either, but like, I think the first impressions for most people are usually positive, even if the reality is kind of negative. You would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. No, I think I'd procrastinate too much. I like having people around me that keep me accountable. I like talking to people. That's why I swapped for. I made I made like these fucking stupid ass vape videos on my main channel, my last channel, and I always get so fucking bored. I wasn't talking to anybody. I was just like editing, writing scripts, shooting video. I was like just so isolating. And so now I'm actually talking to people, and it's so much better. Holy shit. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time? Absolutely disagree. Easiest answer in the whole thing. So fun. You feel more drawn to places with busy, bustling atmospheres than quiet, intimate places. Depends on the situation, but in most cases, disagree. I really like my alone time, and I think it's nice to be nice and serene. Yeah. Well, we'll give that a slight disagree. Actually, I do like some busy places. It's kind of nice. But actually, we'll do medium. Money would motivate me. I'd love a job where I got to be alone most of the time. Why is that? I couldn't imagine that. Wouldn't that be like really boring? And couldn't you wouldn't be held accountable or anything? I don't know. What kind of jobs would even be like that? Yeah, cue me in. What are you thinking? You know at first glance how someone is feeling. Yeah, I'd say so. When people try to lie, like visibly with their, if they don't like say something to me, and I just see their body language and their face, it's pretty easy to tell if they're how they're feeling, even if they're putting up a front. It's when they get to talking when I get a little confused. I often feel overwhelmed. I do it to myself. I guess I maybe would say like overbooked. Like I keep myself really busy. But do I feel overwhelmed? I think most of the time I don't feel overwhelmed. I feel like really busy. You complete things methodically without skipping over any steps. No, I'm a big time saver. I just try to get. I'm very sporadic. You're really intrigued by things labeled as controversial. Yes, for the most part. You'd pass along a good opportunity if you thought someone else needed it more. This is tough. I'm gonna be honest. It determines on the situation. It's so hard. Like, if it was me and this homeless dude and we both see a 20 euros on the floor, I'm gonna give it to the homeless dude. But like, if it's me and this other guy and we're both applying to this job and maybe he has a wife, or what's a better example? It's me and this dude, we're applying to a job, but he's like in debt or something. I don't know. I would still feel like I would want it more. If we're being honest, I have to give that a disagree. I don't know. I feel like an asshole, but I'm being honest here. I do have a Twitch. Feel free to follow me on Twitch. I would love that. I only have 11 followers there, but I will be streaming sometime. We have It's Pretty True here in our chat. on Twitch if you wanna join them. I'll link it in chat. Thank you all for watching, by the way. We're almost done. We're literally 2 questions away. I'd give him the job. I'd absolutely give him the job. But in my head, like, I don't know. I feel like if I don't take every available option that I can't reach my goals, and then it'll cause me major mental anguish. I feel like the only thing in my life that's really important to me is like reaching my goals no matter what. And I guess my own mental well-being is more important in some scenarios. I don't know. It sounds horrible. Let's get on with this. You struggle with deadlines? Absolutely. Horrible with deadlines. I have a Fiverr account where I do voiceovers. Always late. I send my clients always late orders. It's horrible. But not always. Not actually always. Like a good amount of time. You feel confident that things will work out for you. Majorly agreed. Male. All right. Let's see what the answer is here. Oh no. Trying to build some hype here. Uh-oh. Why do you have 2 fucking chats? All right, there we go. All right. Let's see what the answer is. And it's ENTP. The same one that I've gotten like the last 3 times I've taken it ever since I was 17. The last like 3 years, I've always gotten debater. Wow. This one is, this is the most recent one, and I think I've been the most honest. I almost got ENJP or ENTJ. Yeah, ENTJ. Interesting. Anyone else ENTP here? And does it sound like I'm more prospecting or judging? No, I'm not Destiny 2.0. Hey, chill. That being said, okay, wow. Interesting. Let's see what this is. Quick-witted and audacious debaters aren't afraid to disagree with the status quo. In fact, they're not afraid to disagree with pretty much anything or anyone. Few things light up people with this personality type more than a bit of verbal sparring, and if the conversation veers into controversial terrain, so much the better. It would be a mistake, though, to think of debaters as disagreeable or mean-spirited. Instead, people with this personality type are knowledgeable and curious, with a playful sense of humor, and they can be incredibly entertaining. They simply have an offbeat, contrarian idea of fun, one that involves a healthy dose of spirited debate. That's nice. I don't know. I feel good about that. I don't have to read all this right now, but I don't know. I feel like this is pretty accurate to me. I'm really interested to see now with judging, because like I've never seen that one before. Let's see I almost got that one, and I feel like this is the closest I've ever gotten to it. So let's see that real quick. How do I do that? So it'd be like a I got an ENTP and I want ENTJ. Oh shit. I could have been a boss ass bitch. Commanders are natural born leaders. People with this personality type embody the gifts of charisma and confidence and project authority in a way that draws crowd together behind a common goal. However, commanders are also characterized by an often ruthless level of rationality, using their drive, determination, sharp minds to achieve whatever end they've set for themselves. Perhaps it's best they make up for only 3% of the population, lest they overwhelm the more timid and sensitive personality types that make up much of the rest of the world. We have commanders to thank for the many business and institutions we take granted for every day. I don't know. I feel connected to both of these, and I don't know. This, but see again, this is kind of arrogant in my opinion. I don't know how to feel about this. I feel really weird about this. I thought this would be like a really fun and happy thing for me, but now I'm just like, I'm feeling weird. That's pretty true. Says there INTP or INFP. I think that's my mom actually. My mom has that. Let's see. IN. So chatter, that's pretty true. Logicians pride themselves on their unique perspectives and vigorous intellect. They can't help but puzzle over the mysteries of the universe, which may explain why some of the most influential philosophers and scientists of all time have been logicians. Holy shit. This personality type is fairly rare, but with their creativity and inventiveness, logicians aren't afraid to stand out from the crowd. So we have a certified genius here in chat. Thank you so much for joining us. That's pretty true. I appreciate it. Judging is staying to-do list. Prospecting is going with the flow. There are conflicting answers on those questions, so it makes sense as 50-50. Yeah, I don't know. I guess at the end of the day, maybe we can have like a little vote in chat. I think if I were left to my own devices, I would definitely be more of a person that would be more just going with the flow. But I've learned that I'm more productive if I set these boundaries for myself and I go with more scheduled and I don't know, more quote unquote boring like to-do lists and routines and stuff like that. I don't like doing it, and sometimes I fuck up and fail, but most of the time I'm more productive when I do it, and I've been pretty decent at sticking to it. So what would you say that is? Is that judging, or is that prospecting? Yeah. Why do you think you're arrogant? I don't know. I don't think I've thought about it enough to go into it very much, but I think just like debater, I don't know, it just seems like debaters are inherently like they want to you debate someone because you think you have a better opinion than them, or like you've thought through something more than them. I think a debater or commander, if you're willing to lead someone or correct people, I think that's always it's inherently kind of like saying, I've thought about this more than you. You should trust me. I've got I don't know. I've thought about this more. I'm better. I don't know. It's just a weird thing. I never really thought about that, and it makes me feel kind of bad and weird. But anyways, ending off this stream, we're gonna check out a couple of the top personalities, see if I link up with any of them, and chat also we'll see what we'll see if anybody is also a personality with one of these internet celebrities. So Marcus is an INFP. We have an INFP, INTP, and then Isam needs to still send us ours. Okay, let's see. So I'm ENTP or ENTJ. So Hassan Piker is a ENFP. Fucking loser. No, I'm just kidding. ENFP. Let's pull up the 16 personalities. Which one is this one? Am I stupid? He's a campaigner, enthusiastic, creative, and sociable free spirits who always find a reason to smile. Okay. I kind of fuck with that. I could kind of see that. ENFP. This website is kind of fucking crazy. Like they go deep into it. They like, I saw, yeah, look, they have like timestamps for specific times where they vote for someone. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I really fuck with this website, even though it's extremely parasocial. ENTP. Let's see Destiny now. So it's like Stephen Bonnell. Second. He's an INTP. So I'm just a fucking Giga Chad version of Destiny. Let's go. That's funny. So he's also almost extroverted, and his prospecting is 88%. I'm, like I said, like 51%. So almost not even prospecting. Let's see. Wait. INTP. Wait. Yeah. Wait. Our chatter, our logician genius here, that's pretty true, is also INTP. Oh, that's why they're such fucking nerds. The chatter, that's pretty true, and Destiny. Makes sense. Also, you can just debate people for the sake of entertainment, even though you don't believe in your stance. That's true. I was thinking about signing up for, like, Erudite, the streamer, has this thing called Bad Faith Debates. I was really thinking that maybe I should give it a shot. I've never, ever debated my life before, but maybe I should give it a shot. It sounds really fun, and I argue really well. Like, if I really believe in something or, like, put myself in some situation, I feel like I can argue pretty well, but, like, debating is a whole different beast because, I don't know, you have to point out logical fallacies and do all that type of shit. I don't know. But maybe I should give it a shot. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Follow me on Twitter, or like just follow me or subscribe, because maybe you'll see me one of these Friday nights doing like a bad faith debate. Yeah. Izam Kali said, I mean, my teachers have made me debate for points I didn't agree with, and people who can do that are great debaters. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could do that, but it's worth the shot. It sounds fun. In worst case scenario, you kind of get clowned on a little bit. It doesn't fucking matter. All right, we'll do one more. Max Carson. Mr. Girl. He's an INFP. INFP, which is the mediator. My mom's also a mediator. Mama Max, I think that's also a YouTuber. That's kind of funny. Oops, wrong screen. Mediators have vibrant, passionate inner lives, creative and imaginative. They often lose themselves in daydreams, inventing all sorts of stories and conversations in their minds. These personalities are known for their sensitivity. Max Carson, known for their sensitivity? That's weird. Mediators can have profound emotional responses to music, art, nature, and the people around them. That lines up 100%. 100%. He's a INFP. Yeah. I don't know. That's all I had for today. It was great to see some new faces here. I was just expecting to stream for a couple hours, have a VOD to upload, and I don't know, do it all alone, which is okay. I like being alone, as we discovered here, but I like being with people more, and I think we met some good people here. It was a fun time, and I really enjoyed everyone being here. Thank you, Izam Kali, for following me on Twitch. I appreciate it. It's a meme test. Yeah, I mean, I assume so. You linked like an article here too. Okay, it's going more into what it all means. No, I don't know. It's obviously not like, I know that they have like a real personality test that's like way more in depth, but this is just, it's for normies. It's for fun, but I don't know. I think it was fun to take. And I'm a proud ENTP/J. But yeah, I think everyone's about enough for today. But it was nice seeing everyone, and yeah, have a nice day. Bye bye.